Peter, I can't call it like alini cheat because for those years hata wakati tulikosana it was for him. Okay, we were so good friends, but he kept on insisting we date. But for me, I wasn't okay on
so this period he was insisting is when this other girl got pregnant.
Yeah.
Don't judge Peter with the past experience. You first pray. I would advise you first pray for peace and to forgive those people who have hurt you.
Love that you show me, yes, that I cannot take it for granted. Love that you show me, I cannot deny.
What's up everybody? This is Samaritan. I'm a director Samaritan 254 na kama kawaida hapa ni kwenye Eastern TV, and before we start, make sure that you subscribe, comment and also share this video iweze kufikia as many people as possible. And today guys, we are privileged to have two super women. Tumekaa na sijui teacher kama nimetumia the right word. Is there a word by the name? Kuna word kama super women?
It is used.
Yeah. There is a superwoman here and another superwoman here. Most of you people, you know Anne. Tumekuwa naye kwenye a very long journey, and on my other hand I have my teacher. She was my maths teacher wakati nilikuwa pale kwenye high school, and she knows a little bit about me because she was not my class teacher. At least she was my teacher. Msiulize ni shule gani, but the most important thing is that tumekutana na teacher on this platform ya YouTube, and all I can tell you is that before hata tuende mbali, we will be pinning her YouTube channel. She will be telling us more about her YouTube channel. Na sitaki waste more time. First of all, Anne, unaendeleaje?
Mimi niko poa. Yeah.
Nilikwambia na kuleta kwa counselor. How are you feeling now?
I'm okay.
You okay?
Na appreciate. Thank you.
Ulikuwa umeniambia Samaritan, mimi leo nataka kulala. Nilikwambia we are not going to sleep until you are okay. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
And but the most important thing is that we are here to solve your issue. Na nimekuintroduce kwa mom hapa. She will be introducing herself to us, kwa watu wenye wanatuwatch tuweze kumjua, ndio pia as we start this discussion at least they know who is addressing them.
Yeah.
Mambo teacher.
Okay, hi. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
I would like you to tell people what you do and who you are. Watu waje kuona hapa kwenye Eastern TV.
All right.
Yes.
First of all, thank you very much for welcoming me in your channel.
Yes.
And I want to say hi to the people watching us, the Eastern TV fans. And I want to start by saying I also have a channel whereby we deal with relationships, dating and marriage. And nowadays we can see there are so many problems that are happening in relationships and even in marriage. And people need solutions. And that is what we do. And therefore, I am happy that Anne is one of the women we are talking about in that channel, the relationships and the feelings that we have when we go through a relationship that does not work. Either a fatherly relationship, a motherly relationship, a partner relationship, and it does not work, and we feel bad about it. So we are supposed to open up and talk so that we can have a solution. A problem shared is half solved. Yeah. So
mom, thank you very much. At least wakati nilikupigia simu uliniambia that you will create time for us.
Yeah.
Hata kama it's late, at least we can come up we can come together and try and solve our issue. You've watched her videos on our YouTube after we did the loud test. And also Anne, I've talked with you so many times. Tukaongea na ukakuwa she has been so low in terms of her spirit has been so low. Because when you did the loud test, a lot of things have been happening. After this, we find another issue arising. So Anne, before tuendelee, these are open discussion. Right now, how are you feeling? Nimeongea nawe sana, hata nimechoka. Nasitaki kuongea tena. We've talked and talked. Tunaambia Samaritan, mapenzi naeka kando. I'm not ready to love. But I would like you to speak so that you may remove that bitterness from your heart. Mom is here. I'm not a woman, I'm a man. At least me nime try my level best. But tukishikana na mom, at least we can help you overcome the whole progress. Sa unafilaje?
I feel I'm okay. I'm okay. Na where I'm not, I'm trying.
You're lying to me. I can tell by looking
You'll
at.
be okay.
Well, let me tell you something, ma'am. And yule mtu, she normally pretend that she's okay.
Yeah.
But there's a time unaweza kaa na yeye uone she's even shedding tears. Tukua tumekaa tu na yeye chini hivi venye tuna. Because since the time we started the whole of this journey.
Yeah.
Anne is that kind of a person who can tell you that niko sawa, but akifika kwa nyumba unakuta she's dying of some
inside.
issues inside. So and that's when nimekuleta hapa. Now you say that you're okay to talk about what you're going through. Just speak.
And maybe before you talk, Anne, because I can see that tears are just about to drop, I want to tell you this. If, for example, Joseph, who was hated by the brothers and sold by the same brothers, and actually they wanted to kill him, it's only that they did not succeed to kill him. One of them suggested they throw him in a pit. And when they saw people passing, they sold him as a slave. If Joseph gave up in life at that juncture, when he felt nobody wanted him, everybody was against him, he would not have become the man he became in Egypt. People who are great pass through a lot of problems. People who can succeed in life, people who can be victorious. I can tell you examples in the Bible. We have Joseph, we have David, whom the father had just thrown to look after the sheep. And the brothers were wavered and went to the battlefield.
That's true.
But whom did God choose to be the leader of Israel? The same person who had gone through hell. So when we go through problems, we see as if it's our end. But it is God making a way for us.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Anne, are those words not powerful for you?
Very powerful.
And you need to feel encouraged. And you've asked me so many questions. And at least tukiwa na teacher hapa, at least you can tell us. Okay, you can ask the same questions zenye umekuwa zingine nimekuwa nikishindwa kumjibu. Like there's a question that you asked me, nikakwambia acha tufike kwenye tunaenda. You're free, talk to us. Can you repeat that question yenye ulikuwa umeniuliza?
Okay, for me, okay, sometimes wakati na feel I don't know what to say, it's because I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
So maybe, okay, for me, I kind of find wanaume wakiwa so difficult to deal with. Because kwa life yangu, go through, let me say 3. Okay, my dad alipass nikiwa mdogo, so I was raised by a stepdad who was evil, violent. He was every negative word naweza tumia.
Yeah.
So we grew up through hell until tukafika around class 7. Ndio akatufukuza. Alisema hizi lea watoto siwa. Like hizi somesha watoto wasichana na si wake. Turudisho kwenye tulitoka tukasomeshewe huko.
Yeah.
So that's one negativity. So that man made me never think of ever getting married.
Because of the hatred he showed
the way he treated
when you
my
are
mom.
growing up. But let me tell you, at that juncture, Anne, what we go through in life, we can choose to refuse it in our life, or we choose to make it for us in our lives.
Yeah, true.
I want to tell you something. I also went through the same thing in my childhood, but it was not a stepdad. It was my own father. My father was very violent. Very violent. We could be beaten, we run away, we go somewhere, we stay with my mom, and then we come back, he beats us again. But as I was growing up, I decided I don't want my home to be like that. I don't want violence in my marriage. Actually, I had said I will never get married. But outside there, I want to tell you they are good men. Because I met one. Now I am more than 20 years in marriage. And I can tell you, God opens a way whereby you will get a good person. It doesn't mean because you were rejected when you were young, went through hell, through violence, through rejection, through fighting, that your life will continue like that. And I want to tell you, Anne, God is making a way for you. because he has a good plan and a good purpose for you. That is what the Bible says. Yeah.
But how can you know, like, okay, meeting Tony, it was difficult. But leaving him, okay, for me, I never thought I could marry again.
Yeah.
Having a stepdad, then unapatana na mwanaume the same kind. So for me, it shattered me.
Yeah.
So for me, I thought having 2 kids, nikaipare kando, sitaolewa.
Yeah.
I wanted the kids to have the right ya baba yao. Like they can learn to the dad when they want. They can have the rights. Like obviously ningiolewa ingekuwa different topic because the daddy, my hubby angekuwa anarimit that time. I never wanted my kids to go through what I went through. So for those 7 years, I was just stuck there. For me, kwa mind yangu, okay, I got my kids when I was very young.
Yeah.
So by the time nifike 35 naona, my kids watakuwa kubwa, very grown up. Because 35 it's 7 years from sai. So by that time my girl ako 11, so atakuwa around 18. 35 nikifanya mahesabu sai mabeshte zangu wa 35 years wako very young. So for me, I thought by that time, ndio nitafikiria about maybe having someone. Okay, I was
when your
scared.
children are already grown.
Yeah, I was scared of being alone. I think I only fear being alone at uzee wangu. For say I thought I was okay. But at the end of the day, I had someone who told me like, you should pray for it.
You should
like
pray about
there's
it.
happiness in marriage, and if unaweza omba, then God can guide you. And that's what I've been doing. And also about Peter, amekuwa kwa all that journey. Hiyo time yote nimekuwa sipendi kupenda, like I don't wanna love. And also sio just a mouth. I don't know if nilikuwa na heart. I don't know. And say I don't know where it came from. Ndio niweze ku open up to Peter. But Peter used to tell me like, the God mwenye unaomba akupe at that 35. Anaweza kupe hata sahi, is the same God. So, ndiye alinipea positive mind ya kufikiria, by the guys, anasema ukweli.
Yeah.
I don't have to waste all these years of my youth. But I left Tony. I think I was around 20 years. So unaona hii miaka yote nimekuwa peke yangu sana. So I started thinking like, that's 15 years. Why do I have to waste all my youth years just for something that I can pray na happen? So for me opening up to Tony, I don't know how it happened. I just found myself in that situation. Yeah, to Peter. And Sai, okay, for me I thought he was the last guy who'd ever deceived me. I never expected what he did. And Sai, how can you tell me like I can start all over again? Like it's not working.
First of all, I want to tell you something, Anne. Now I will always return you to the Bible because you have told me you know God. The Bible says all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. You can never ever in life find a man who is 100% perfect, because all of us have sinned. Actually, even you are not 100% perfect. Even me, even him, all of us, we have our shortcomings. And if we are looking for a person who is 100%, hatutamuona. I'm not justifying the people who have come in your life, but I am telling you this, which I have told very many people. Because to me, in life, I was looking for a perfect person. 100% person who will not hurt me, who will not do things to me. But I found there is nobody like that. Because Biblia inasema clearly, all of us, we have fallen short of the glory of God. We have our shortcomings. And I want to tell you, the first thing that God will help you to do is to forgive. Because you are carrying a baggage of so many people in your life. And as long as you have that baggage, even if someone is perfect, na akuwe mzuri, you will not accept them. Because you still have that reservation that he can be like so and so. Ama he can be like so and so. And I want to tell you that if, for example, Joseph never forgave the brothers, they wouldn't have had a good life later in life.
Yeah, that's true.
If Moses never forgave the people who had done wrong to him. And actually, sometimes we go through that so that we don't rely so much on people, we rely on God. Look at Moses. Moses is born, and the mother cannot bring up him because he is going to be killed by the Pharaoh. So he goes and hides him at the banks of the river. See, we read in the Bible that.
Yeah.
And when he's there, Pharaoh's daughter goes to the river and finds the basket and takes it home. And Moses is brought in the home of the king, the Pharaoh. One, I want you to ask yourself, why did God make Moses to be brought up in Egypt, in the house of Pharaoh? One, so that he can learn the language of the Egyptians and their ways, so that he can prepare him to deliver the Israelites. Unaona, anamzungusha all the way to the river banks, were corrected by the Pharaoh's daughter, apelekwe nyumbani, and then uone Mungu anakuanga na mipango. Hata tukipitia ups and downs, still God has a purpose. He's still God. And he can work in that negativity. Are you getting me? So Moses is taken to Pharaoh's house. And while he's there, the mother is taken as the maid to look after Moses. Moses is a small child. So God knew this small boy has to run the ways of the Egyptians and the ways of the Israelites, so that he can be able to convince the Egyptians to release the Israelites and also lead the Israelites to the promised land.
That's true.
Unaona? And what if, for example, Moses alijikuta kwa Pharaoh akasema, this is not my home, hapa nimejikuta as a stranger, hakuna mtu najua, nitatoka. God's purpose wouldn't have been fulfilled. So sometimes we go through Egypt or wilderness so that God can prepare us for what he has for us in future. But as we are quick to give up, quick to be bitter, quick to do other things. And when we are bitter, God cannot manifest himself in our lives. So we have to learn to forgive. And by the way, huwa tunaambiwa, do not rely on your own understanding. In Proverbs 3, do not rely on your own understanding. In everything, acknowledge God, and he will make your path straight. So we cannot rely on our power to be able to change people, ama to be able to encounter people who are good. But when we rely on God, he will make a way where there is no way. Tunaelewana? Peter might have had a mistake, a slight mistake. By the way, simjui, but I am trying to imagine about him. He might have made a small mistake. But if in your heart you have, I know you have stayed with Peter for some years. I know you know him. There is a lady, let me tell, I don't know whether Samaritan, it take a lot of time.
Let's talk.
There is a lady in Nyahururu. This lady, they were married to a man. She was married to a man. And this man, akafutwa kazi. You know the way when you are sacked, kunakuwa na vita kwa nyumba na nini na nini. So the lady ran away, akaenda kwao. Wakati alienda kwao, akaenda na watoto. This guy went to look for them in the lady's home. Now he wanted to take away the children and wao. And in the process of demanding the children to be released, wale wakakata, the wife and the mother-in-law. So akachukua panga na akawakatakata locally. So the man was taken to Nyahururu prison for attempting murder. Isn't it? But this wife knew very well this man is not that type. He did this out of we provoked him.
Yeah, being provoked.
So this lady akasema, I'm going to forgive my husband, though he cut me. Once at that time he was healing the heart. By the time nilienda kuwaona, alikuwa na heal mkono, alikuwa amekatwa kabisa. Because alijishika hivi. Alikuwa akatwa hapa akajishika hivi. So akakatwa mkono na mother-in-law na yeye akakatwa. So this lady akasema nita forgive my husband. Na mother-in-law akasema I cannot forgive. Naona?
Yeah.
So the man went to jail in Nyahururu. So I came out of here, nikaenda Nyahururu kumuona kwa prison. And we prayed together because the man was crying remorseful. You know, we do things in our weak times. Unaona? So we tukaacha na tukamwambia tutakuombea the man to be released, because the lady was working now for the man to be released. And this is the man who has cut her, and she's hearing. Unaona? So in the long run, the man was released. Na wakaenda kwao na wakakaa na they are happy. Actually, I talked to her the day before yesterday. They are so happy. If this lady never forgave this man, that relationship and their children wouldn't have been.
That's true.
Unaona?
Yeah.
So sometimes we go through situations, we wonder whether to forgive, whether to stop loving, like you are saying, and whether to put full stops in everything and run away. But God is telling us, love conquers all.
Yes, you are talking about, she was telling me, saizi mimi sitaki wa Afrika. Mimi, I'm tired of Africans. Unajua there are things that Anne speaks, then unaona hii ni depression.
Yeah.
This is real depression.
Yeah.
Ambia Samaritan, mimi nataka mzungu.
Na wazungu wako kama sisi.
Sasa nikajiuliza, what is that one thing that mzungu wako nayo? Yenye mzungu can break you. The same way Peter has done, the same way Tony has done.
And maybe Peter is remorseful, ama Tony, ama whoever, but they don't know how to approach you because you have put a border, a barrier.
Ama bado unataka wazungu? Tuambie.
Okay, it was just a discussion.
No. Thank you. Unajua, we've talked a lot.
For us, let's talk. Okay, ebu ni represent some viewers ready out there.
Yeah.
Okay. How is it that we find wazungu, do you know wazungu can come kusaidia kuosha vyombo.
Kweli unawapenda.
Like unaosha manguo atakusaidia kuanika. You see, but our African men are so difficult to deal with. Unatoka na yeye asubuhi umeenda job. Kuna watoto wako shule, si mumeamka asubuhi na yeye umeamka mbele yake, umemtayarishia maji, ameenda kuoga, umemtafutia nguo zenye anavaa, umeenda kazi. Nyinyi wote mnatafuta. The moment mnarudi jioni, kila mtu ako na ma-stress yake, usisahau. And to make the matter worse, okay, I have been kwa hiyo class ya kufanya kazi. Ladies are more active than wanaume wako. So the moment mnarudi kwa nyumba, you are so tired. Umechoka. But kuingia, ataingia ache viatu huko, ache koti huko, uanze kumfikiria kumwekea maji ya kuoga, kufanya nini, kupika, kutayarisha watoi, kuwaoshea uniform, like ABCD. Na ukifika kwa kitanda, still it's another story. But haizi kusaidia anything, ataka tu hapo kwa kiti, ana watch TV. So like, okay, it's somehow hard.
So wazungu wafanyangi yoyote.
But we are seeing a lot of change nowadays. Maybe during our times, men were like that. But I'm seeing, when I look at the couples online, they help each other a lot. So that one is changing, because at least these men should learn, and I am talking with a lot of humbleness, Samaritan, because we are here with us.
These men should change.
They should learn that the girls who are there during our times are not the girls that we have nowadays.
Yeah.
These girls are working. Maybe initially my mother never used to work. My father is the one who was looking for daily bread. But today, both of us are working. They are providing for this family. And therefore, where you can, not necessarily ati usaidie kila kitu, the things you can, it's good you help. Because people feel like you have made them servants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So unajua there is no way, ma'am, and Anne, Anne, I know you're speaking out of experience, maybe ya vitu zenye umepitia. But mimi wacha niongee as a man. Let me represent the men who are watching us.
Yeah.
There is no way you can expect me to be Alejandro, yet nimelelewa Kiambu. Unaona? Mimi Gatondo na huko, and you expect me to be Alejandro. Mimi kama nilelewa kazi yangu hata sijui kupika ugali. Don't expect me to be romantic. Unaona? Mimi najua kukamua mbuzi na ng'ombe, alafu unaniambia nikuja hapa tukwambia nikukuita sweetheart.
And I think hiyo ndio inakosa at the moment yenye tuko sahi. Do you know there is a lot of single ladies?
Yeah.
Because the moment unaona after hiyo yote, at the end of the month, atakwambia si hata huko kazi. So unashindwa, what's the use of having this man kwa life yangu?
So nikuulize, let me ask, ma'am. What is the difference between vitu zenye amesema zinafanyanga wenye wa Afrika wanafanyanga na zenye wazungu. Unataka kusema mzungu atoangi koti, anachemshiwa maji, anafanyiwa. Mzungu yeye anajichemshianga maji akiwa na bibi? I'm just asking.
Let me say out of experience, I have an auntie mwenye ameolewa na mzungu, and there are times auntie anaosha manguo, this guy anakuja hadi ni auntie anamwambia babe stop.
Unajua nowadays men they don't like being called. Kuna word teacher watu tunatumia huko kwa mitandao. If you are seen washing clothes, watu wanaanza kukuita kafukuswi. Kafukuswi. Yes. Kafukuswi. Mimi wewe ni kafukuswi. There is a person hapa hivi kwenye mitandao anaingilianga vijana sana.
Whatever name they call you, it's not about them. It's about your home, your wife, your children, your relationship.
And having a heart.
Exactly. So, this girl, Anne, is very hurt because maybe she has gone through men who are very selfish. And let me use the word selfish. Because if you are careful, you can know when I am tired.
That's true.
And when you assist me, this home will be a better place to live. But when you don't assist me, I will get tired and get annoyed, and the home will be
destroyed. That's
true.
Wow, Anne, when we were talking, kuna vitu mingi sana tumekuwa. The best thing is that at least you're smiling right now. No, smile. Nataka hiyo stress iende ikikuondokea. But what is the major thing yenye inakusumbua saa hii? After you told me that you don't want to continue being in a relationship, umeniambia vitu mingi unataka wazungu. I don't know whether you're speaking this thing from within ama ni vitu tu unaongea zikiwa juu. What do you want in life right now?
But I want to tell you, Anne, whether it is Mzungu, whether it is an African, a man who does not know God will be the same. And actually, let me not use the word knowing God, but a man who cannot love, because the Bible commands men to love and women to submit. A man who cannot love and whom you cannot take time to know. Because in a relationship, you must take time to know whether this person has the same values as you, the same characteristic as you, the same goals as you, so that you can line. Otherwise, hakuna even if it's a Mzungu or an African, hakuna an angel in a man.
Madam
All of
Anne,
them are the same.
Madam Anne is making a lot of sense. We can be here talking so many things about how these men are. Mi sitetei mtu yote by the way. Sitetei Tony na sitetei Peter. But we can be here discussing about these issues to do with the relationship. Na tuseme wote wana heart. Nani? Anne. Maybe pia ukutepe, maybe pia Anne akona kasoro zake. Have you ever asked yourself if you're the problem or it's these two guys wenye wako na shida? Have you ever, ama your work is to just judge them without looking at yourself?
There is a day niliitwa in a house, there were quarrels. Na nikaitwa to be the one to
mediator
in the wife and the husband. And when I listened to their story, I realized this woman has problems. But I didn't want to tell her directly, you have a problem. I'm not saying women always have problems, but we can have.
No,
so
you
in
normally
a marriage,
have.
and even Samaritan, for you to stay in marriage, you have to accept that I am a human being. I can make a mistake. He's a human being. He can make a mistake. And he has to learn to accept his mistakes. And I also learn to accept my mistakes. Otherwise, if I tint myself as I am the one who cannot make mistakes, niye ananikosea. By the way, that time niliran, actually this lady is the one who messes up. I am the one who ananikosea, mimi sijamkosea, ana keep on akinikosea. You build a wall. That man was telling me, the wife was accusing him of sleeping on the chair. Na akaniambia, unajua, mimi nararanga kwa kiti because sitaki makelele. Nikienda kitanda, ni makelele the whole night.
Yes.
So to run away from those noises, I sleep on the
kwa chair.
Exactly. So I tried to tell this lady, come together, sit together, because hakuna third person who can bring peace in your house. Let me tell you the
That's
truth.
True. That's
Kama mimi na my husband, hakuna yeyote, hata akiwa nani, anaweza kuleta peace kwa nyumba yangu.
Really?
I have to choose to bring peace in my house.
That's true.
He has to choose to bring peace in the house. Both of us have to choose peace over everything else. Now to choose peace, and it means, na Samaritan, it means you submit. It means you forgo some of the things that you think you cannot forgo. It means you have peace even when it dictates we shout. Unaelewa? Sometimes we feel like shouting, screaming, doing all the things. And I will give you an example in the Bible. There was a woman called Hannah, and there was a woman called Penina. These two women, one of them was a moigua, a thorn in the flesh. Alikuwa anadunga Hannah, anamdunga. If it was a normal woman like me, would have fought.
Yeah, that's true.
But Hannah never fought Penina. Instead of fighting her, she could go to the church and pray. Because she was being called barren,
Yeah.
a lot of names,
Yeah.
but she kept quiet. Why did Hannah keep quiet? Because she knew her fights are not physical. Her fights are spiritual. Unanielewa? So our fights are not physical. They are spiritual. And we have to learn how to fight them. By actually, my daughter who ananiambia, I really pray that God give me peace even when there is no peace. When I cannot keep quiet, when people wananidunga until I feel like shouting, I tell God to give me peace that time. Because peace conquers all. I'm not saying people to fumiria when they are being beaten, ama when they are being abused, but you can have a relationship where there is no abusing, where there is no beating, and it's only some two things that you are not doing this. Unaweka socks sijui wapi, unaweka viatu wapi, some of those things.
Or flash jaw.
Exactly.
Some petty issues.
Yeah.
So, Mom, you've mentioned very important things. And Anne, here kuna kitu ambacho umekuwa ukikausha roho and you speak with a lot of bitterness. I would like to ask you, for the gap that you had with Peter ile time ulikuwa umepeana breaks, it's how many years?
There were 3.
3 years. Did you ever make a mistake in your life? Wewe hukukosea?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
And why is it becoming, miss it today, Peter? I'm here, we are talking, we are having a discussion.
Yeah.
Wewe, wakati hizo 3 years, Peter made a woman pregnant. Kulingana venye tulifanya hiyo lot test na tukapata vitu fulani hapo. Na he tried explaining to you. What is that one thing that is making you unafilia kwamba you're not ready to forgive him? Because Peter has called me so many times ananiambia kwamba you're not picking his calls. Akikupigia ukisikia ni Peter, you hang up. Ukisikia ni nini, umemblock. Why are you doing all this without knowing?
I think the reason Anne is so bitter, and I can actually relate with her. One, Anne passed through a stepfather who was violent. Then she went through a relationship that was not good. Then this is the third man in her life. Now her heart is asking, do I trust or not trust? And that is where I was telling her, and you have to allow your heart to relieve what you have gone through life. Your stepfather, your first love, so that you can allow another person to come in. And I'm not saying that you allow someone to cheat on you and you keep quiet and you ignore. But you have to listen to this person and hear the reasons why he cheated on you. And whether he can repeat it again, whether he's regretful, unanielewa? Because there are people who cheat and then they continue with marriage very well without cheating again. Are you getting me? Even us, we are married for 30 years. And I can tell you, people cheat. And then you learn, this person is remorseful. And I'm sure he might not repeat this again. So you move on with life. Unanielewa? If Peter is genuine, and I'm saying Peter, I don't know who he is. Yeah. If he's genuinely sorry for what he did, and he's ready to stop doing that, and stop completely, because there can be people who just say, I will stop, and they will not never stop.
Yeah.
That's Tony.
Exactly. Unaona sasa, there is a difference between Peter and Tony.
Yeah.
So he's saying,
for me, Peter, I can't call it like cheat, because for those years, hata wakati tulikosana, it was for him. Okay, we were so good friends, but he kept on insisting we did. But for me, I wasn't okay on
so this period he was insisting is when this other girl got pregnant.
Yeah.
No, I insisted for like some couple of years. We were very good friends. Like he was everything. And then Peter alinipenda, I think from the first day we met. So for me, I didn't have a heart to love, should I call that? So he insisted, and I felt like I wasn't ready. So ilifika to a point I felt fed up, maybe tukaachana, like part ways. So those 3 years, that's when ali have a girl, a girl akapata ball.
So wakati mliachana ndio alipata.
The issue is for me na Peter, he know I hate uongo. But hii time yote hakuwahi kuniambia ati anaogopa kunirose.
Okay. I understand.
We were supposed to get married soon. But until Sama met him, akafanya that test, akajua akona mtoi, hangeniambia, like angeniambia when. Kind of, bado kanijui.
But are they still with this girl?
They are not together.
Okay. Me, I would tell you, Anne, and I hope Peter one day will listen. And also, I hope you will listen to this interview. I would tell you, I think Peter is a good man. I've not met him. I don't know him. But I think he's a good man.
How many times have I told you that? Simtetei?
But sasa if amenidanganya this one.
Let me tell you, and we really cheat. Hata wewe kujiokoa. There are sometimes we lie kujiokoa. Because unaona kama Peter already has run to you. Sindio? Kama this man of mine, who is my husband, already knows me. He knows how I can react to some situations and how I can behave. So there are some things he cannot come and tell me directly. And the same case applies to Peter. He knows your reaction. And if he's genuinely saying that he feared he will lose you, then I think it's true. He feared to tell you this because he feared he will lose you. And let me tell you, sometimes we leave good men and we think that we will meet other angels, then we meet demons. I'm a devil. So don't ever lose a good man in your life. A man who is ready to, to me, a good man is a man who is ready to love me, to live with me, with my weaknesses and my strong points. Unanielewa? A man who can be able to provide, work hard. We work together to build each other because that is what it is nowadays. Tufanye kazi pamoja, kama wewe ukipata kazi ama ufanye biashara, tuna build each other together. And that one, you can come from your ashes to grace. Because where there is unity, God pours his blessings. Unanielewa? A man you can sit down and discuss. And I think Peter is such a man. Because if he's following you, even after all this, na anajaribu kukupigia, then I think he's a good man.
Anne, I hope you're not making noise. Unajua umenisumbua kutosha mimi. I hope you're convinced enough.
Because sometimes we reject people and then we regret. So I don't want you to regret in life. Useme, I wish I knew. Because maybe this guy will get tired of following you. Na aende maisha yake.
Mom, I've called, Peter has called me so many times. Akaniambia anataka kuona Anne. But Anne, ameblock Peter. Ataki kumuona.
Anne akona bitterness ya.
I don't know.
Anthony, anaitwa Tony.
Tony, yeah. And I've told Anne, listen to what Peter has to say. Unaona? Mpe space. Peter ameniambia it's a mistake that happened. Unaona? Na ile hiyo time they were not together. Hiyo ni mambo ya kitambo. But Anne is complaining about the lies. Anasema hakuambiwa that Peter akona mtoto kule nje. Unaona? Na nikaambia Anne, what you should do, try and give him time to explain himself, to express himself. Peter, there is a time we were to meet. Anne alikuwa ameconfirm that they are meeting. Anne went off. Hata nikimpigia anaenda off. Anne, I'll ask you again. Are you ready to face Peter and at least listen to him? Because even when I did the Lord's test, you never listened to him. You walked away. Alijaribu kukuexplainia. You're not even ready to listen to him. Nikakuuliza jana, do you want to meet Peter? You said you're not ready. For how long will you make? Acha nimuite mtoto wenyewe asafi. For how long? Utafanya Peter asafi for how long? He's ready to meet you. Kama ni kuacha niwaambie you meet together, umsikize. And then kama ni kuachana, muachane at peace. Let him pour his heart to you. Akwambie alifanya hiyo kitu juu ya nini.
And don't judge Peter with the past experience. You first pray. I would advise you first pray for peace and to forgive those people who have hurt you. Because like you are narrating your story, I could see a lot of bitterness in you and a lot of pain at the same time. All of us, we go through rejections at one time or another in life. But how we handle it, it dictates how our lives will be. Like now, the rejection of your stepfather and even your mom and even the people who have come in your life is causing you maybe a happy lifetime with Peter. Unaona? And so you have to let go and don't judge people by what you have gone through. Unanielewa? Because if I judged him by what my father made us to go through, actually today we wouldn't have been together.
That's true.
Unanielewa? So we have to give people a chance and know that nobody is perfect in this world. Even when you forgive Peter and go to the house, he will still sin because he has fallen short of the glory of God. And you also sin. Because all of us, we have our own weaknesses and strong points. But we have to learn to forgive and move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mom, there is something that maybe she didn't tell you. Do you know Peter is a pastor?
My God. He's a pastor.
Peter is a pastor.
No wonder I am really namuongelelea sana.
Peter is a pastor.
He's a man of God.
He's a man of God.
Wow.
He regrets everything that he did because anakuwa akikwambia that he's not ready to lose you. Ni kweli? Ni kweli yani? Hiyo hutaki kuitikia. Amekuwa akikwambia hivyo. But as long as he is a pastor, as much as he is a pastor, no man is no one is an angel here.
True.
We are all human beings.
Yeah.
Tuko na flesh. Hata kuna wakati Jesus alikasirika akaenda kwa he turned the tables. That's how wanga inasemekana kwa Bible aliharagania pale kwa marketplace. Na if Jesus himself alikasirika na akafanya
na at one time akaita is it the disciple ama it is Peter ama alimuita
unaona
bueno.
Unaona kama Jesus mwenyewe aliitana hivyo. Who's Peter? We are all human beings.
Yeah. And
so
I'm telling you, Anne, don't expect angels in this world.
Ati wazungu.
Hata hao wazungu.
Me, I'm that person. Okay, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But I think the cause of all the issues zetu na Tony was uongo. So I expected Peter could be honest, transparent in everything. As me niko, like I'm a transparent person.
Yeah.
Sipendi uongo. Naturally, I hate.
Yeah.
So coming from him, especially yeye, that's why it was somehow unbearable. Ye having a kid, it's not an issue. Anapenda watoi wangu, so I don't think it's an issue. Ye akiwa na mtoi, ningempenda tu like mine. So for me, the biggest issue ilikuwa uongo. Mbona alinidanganya? And all this time alikuwa na time enough ya kuniambia kila kitu. I think hiyo ndio ilini piece off.
Lies.
Yeah.
Yes, Mom, what do you have to say?
Okay. Let us say that Peter alikosea na kusema uongo. But like I have always repeated and I've told you very many times, we don't have a perfect person in life. And that is why Mungu alisema all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Because to find a perfect person in life who will be all out, ile tunataka, it's very hard. And he's saying the reason why he cheated or lied to you is because according to Samaritan, he's saying that the reason why he lied is because he didn't want to lose you. I have not met Peter to know what kind of a person he is. I have told you a story of a person who was in jail. Alikatakata bibi yake na bibi yake akamsamehe. Because this lady knew inside this man, it's a good man.
Yeah.
It's only that he was provoked and yield to the temptation. And I would also think maybe Peter yielded to this temptation of having another woman and also not telling you the truth for the fear of losing you. forgetting that hakuna kitu unaweza kuficha kwa hii dunia. Itatokelezea. Just like it has come out. But I would urge you, if you really feel that this is a good man, don't let him go for just one mistake or two. Just forgive him, and if he promises not to repeat again, just forgive him. All of us, we are made in God's image. And ukiangalia in Psalms 139, that is what I was reading just now. It says, even before I think, even before I was created, you knew. And you observed me being created, every organ of my body. And when I realized that you know me, my thoughts, the way I do things, the way I reason, the way I do things, I find that very wonderful. That even when I am in a dark pit, even when I am in the worst place, you are there with me. Your right hand upholds me. That is what Psalms 139 says. And you'll find that David was writing Psalms when he was going through very hard situations in life. At one time, David himself was asking, I wish I can die. Just like Job. He went through situations he felt like he wanted to die. But later he realized, I'm going through this season for a short time. And there'll be a happiness season. Do not let the bitter season overcome the happiness season that is ahead. Do not allow the dark place hinder the light that is ahead of you. So please allow the light to shine in your life. Don't let the darkness cover everything good that can come your way just because you have had darkness in life. Do not allow the past experiences hinder the joy that is before you. And Biblia huwa inasema, Jesus faced the cross for he could see the joy ahead of him. So you have to allow this darkness to come to a stop. And you tell the darkness to remain behind you. And the hatred and the fears of the past. And you move forward and see the light that God has put for you. Because you are very young. You have a whole life ahead of you. Do not hinder that life because someone somewhere along your childhood alikukosea. Unaelewa? Do not hinder good people to come to your life because one person was not good in your life. Unaelewa? So I would tell you, in conclusion to all these stories, give Peter a chance. And allow him to express himself. And to be a person in your life. And I am telling you, even when you allow him, do not expect him to be 100% an angel. There'll be ups and downs. But in these ups and downs, I have told you our fights are not carnal. They are not physical, but they are spiritual. And with God, Biblia huwa inasema, with God all things are possible. So that is my parting shot to you.
Anne, we've talked for long, and it's almost 1 hour to tukikaa hapa kama tunaongea. And what do you have to say? Do you feel relieved after?
A lot. Thank you. I feel okay. I'm very okay. Yeah.
If today sai nikikwambia tuende tukaonana na Peter, are you ready to face Peter?
Yeah, I will. I just need some time to just digest everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'll be calling you every day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Because the happiness of Samaritan and I is to see you happy. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
So guys, we've discussed a lot with Madam Anne. And there are so many people wakuwa maybe tukianza hii interview wakati tunaimalizia. We've pinned her YouTube channel here on the comment section. Wakati unaingia pale, ingia subscribe, because every time we have issues we will be coming here. At least anaweza kutupea mawaidha mawili matatu. I'm not able to do counseling because I'm not a counselor by profession. Naweza fanya loyalty test, nifanye, I can do something that she cannot do, but she can do things that I cannot do. So we are here to work as a team na tuweze kusaidia hawa watu ambao wako na changamoto tofauti. There are so many people who are asking on how they can get your contacts as a counselor. Unaweza peana namba yako tafadhali mama?
Yes, my number is 0725 644 206. Maybe I can repeat again. 0725 644 206.
Yes guys, we don't want to take much. Najua time imeenda, watu wanafaa maybe kurudi to their respective places. Asi tunafaa kuenda na ndio tuko kwa wenyewe sahi, tuko kwa wenyewe. So guys, make sure that you subscribe, comment and also share, and until next time, tukutane kesho time kama hii, that is 9 am hapa hivi kwenye Eastern TV. Until next time, we're out. Peace, peace, peace.
Love that you show me, yes, that I cannot take it for granted. Love that